Hello everybody, it's TannerFishies here, back again with a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down another very big Ninjago rumor that I've been seeing around the community for the past couple of days, ultimately coming from the leaked intro for Season 16 that was released in a foreign country that is not the United States, of course, and it was ultimately put out early by some specific TV network. From what I can understand, the intro was pulled pretty quickly, but not before Ninjago fans got a hold of it and put it all over the internet for all of us to see, which is the traditional way that leaks in this community generally get spread around. But coming off the back of this leaked Season 16 intro or teaser, whatever you want to call it, we do have a couple of theories to talk about, and in this video, we're going to be discussing how exactly people are somehow seeing Garmadon, and I want to give my thoughts as to whether or not Garmadon himself actually appears in this intro, if I can spot Garmadon like so many other people apparently can, and if this truly is Garmadon, I want to answer the question, what exactly is he doing here? If Garmadon is going to come back, what exactly will his role be? The usual stuff, the usual questions, I suppose you could say. Ultimately though, before I begin today's video, I need to give you guys a quick disclaimer. Obviously in today's video, we're going to be discussing a rumor, nothing factual, nothing 100% concrete and locked down. The teaser or the leaked intro is unfortunately at a level of quality that is very low, and as such, it's going to be kind of difficult to judge shapes and what we actually see in this trailer. I think it'll make more sense once we get a full-on HD, 1080p, or maybe even 4K, that'd be nice, rendition of this intro or Season 16 teaser. So without further ado, why don't we hop on over to the actual intro itself, and I will show you guys where people are seeing Garmadon, and I will spend the rest of the video giving my thoughts on this image and talking about the possibility of Garmadon coming back in Season 16. Alright guys, so here we have the full-on Ninjago Season 16 intro ready to go, starting off with this purple crystal. Now I'm not going to show you guys the whole thing, obviously for a couple of reasons. For one, the Garmadon part is roughly towards the beginning of this intro, and two, I probably won't be able to show very much of this without my video getting taken down or claimed or whatever. So we're going to be going through this extremely cautiously. We're going to be going through this very slowly as well. I have this set at quarter speed right now, and I figured this might be the best way to showcase where exactly people have claimed to see Garmadon. So let's go ahead and begin this here. Let's just go through this ever so slowly. We see the crystal flying at us, then we get a whole bunch of random shapes and random scenery. It's pretty crazy stuff right there, and then the intro fully begins. Now the part where Garmadon is at is somewhere in here, allegedly. Somewhere in this big, I guess, mismatch of different shapes. Right there, you can kind of see Garmadon's helmet, allegedly. Now this shape right here could very well be anything. I am aware of that. If anything, it seems like a whole bunch of crystals. However, this shaping could very well be Garmadon's helmet. I mean, it does look very similar to Garmadon's helmet design that we saw during the Ninjago movie, as well as the one that was carried over for the show for the Oni trilogy. So, I mean, I guess I could kind of see Garmadon's helmet in there. I can kind of see that there. Unfortunately, though, I don't think it is Garmadon's helmet, especially because of all these other crystals and all these other shapes that we're seeing at the beginning of the intro. To me, this just seems like a big mess of crystals, and the camera flies through it to reveal the whole previously on Ninjago segment that we're all so familiar with from other Ninjago stories and whatnot. This is the new, I guess, wild brain style of doing it, which we've seen this for a while now. We've seen this style for a while. But in terms of the Garmadon appearance, yeah, I'm not sold on it, obviously. I mean, this does look like Garmadon's helmet to an extent right here. You can kind of see the horns and whatnot. Maybe you could see the little circle in the middle if you squinted hard enough. I don't know, you guys. This kind of seems like a stretch to me. I'm not really sure where people are seeing Garmadon, how people are seeing Garmadon, but so many people have sent this my way asking if I see Garmadon too. To be honest with you guys, I kind of don't. However, that doesn't mean that Garmadon doesn't really have a role in Season 16, and that doesn't mean the possibility of Garmadon coming back is completely off the table. It's totally not, and let's get into why exactly I think that. So after analyzing that rendition of the teaser, or the leaked intro, to me it's pretty difficult to determine whether or not that is Garmadon himself. I mean, you can very well see the shape of the helmet there, but I'm not exactly sure how accurate that is to the final product, as I said earlier. But if Garmadon were to come back, I can see that being the case. We know that in Season 16, several villains are going to be making a comeback in some way. As of right now, we know of Pythor, Harumi, the Skull Sorcerer. A couple of other characters are going to be making an appearance as well, including Esphira. So to me, it seems like Season Season 16 is the prime opportunity to bring back as many villains as humanly possible, and if Garmadon were to come back in some way, shape, or form, I would not be surprised, simply because the season right now seems to be bringing back older Ninjago villains as a main part of the story, similar to events such as Day of the Departed, except, dare I say, probably a little bit better this time around, fingers crossed, hopefully. So yeah, long story short, if Garmadon were to come back here, I think that could work out. I mean, bringing Garmadon back would be appropriate considering how Garmadon is probably one of Ninjago's most iconic and most famous villains. He was one of the earliest villains that the ninja had ever faced, so bringing him back, especially if this season is going to be the conclusion of the entire Ninjago storyline, it seems to me like that would be a very poetic way to send off the character and send off the entire series, by having Garmadon show up in the final act to some degree. I'm not sure if Garmadon would be a good guy or a bad guy, though that question remains up in the air. However, I totally can see them tying this into the Garmadon spin-off comic that we know is going to be releasing next month in April. In case you guys have not been made aware, Garmadon is actually getting his own Ninjago spin-off series of sorts in the form of a multiple issue comic book series, the first issue of which will be coming out, as I said, in April of this year. And this comic appears to be following Garmadon's storyline following March of the Oni, so that's going to be cool. It's going to be interesting to see where that character went following season 10 and what exactly he's been up to this whole time. But I believe that storyline and that comic book series will actually detail Garmadon's internal struggle and his self-identity crisis. Garmadon will often be saying to himself, am I good? Am I evil? Maybe a mixture of the two. I can see that being a huge reason as to why Garmadon may come back in season 16, and if he does, I have no doubt that maybe they could set that up in this comic book series. Perhaps the series will end with Garmadon meeting up with the ninja again, possibly leading directly into season 16 story. That could work out too. If it were up to me though, I would totally have Garmadon come back as a good guy. My dream for this current incarnation of Garmadon has always been a Sensei Garmadon style character in the Lord Garmadon body, combining the best of both worlds, if you will. And I thoroughly believe that with all of the attention that Garmadon is getting, whether or not he actually will be in season 16, we may still see that storyline play out, especially in this Garmadon spin-off comic, which I'm very excited to get my hands on and read through. Unfortunately though, Garmadon's involvement in the season 16 storyline, whether accurate or not, cannot be confirmed or denied or really even touched on at this point in time. Garmadon's a really cool character. There's a lot of places that the Ninjago series could take the Garmadon character and the Garmadon name. Whether or not they decide to go through with that though, we're just gonna have to wait and see. In the meantime, you guys, I cannot confirm nor deny the existence of Lord Garmadon in the season 16 intro or teaser, whatever you want to call it. But let me know down below in the comments what you think about all of this, you guys. Do you think that this intro very well could have showcased Lord Garmadon in some capacity? Do you think that mysterious shape that we covered earlier was the Dark Lord himself returning? And do you think that could flow directly into the season 16 story? Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed today's video. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed today's video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And as always, check out the links down below in the description from other forms of social media. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Once again, you guys, my name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.